Hello everyone. I hope that y'all are getting me this time. Looks like we had some technical issues, so I do apologize for all of that. But I'm going to be waiting here just for a few minutes and see if we get some folks to find me and hop in. So hopefully some notifications are going out for my live. I don't know what happened. There was some type of hiccup in my stream and I had to restart my computer, and I came back and I tried again and it still didn't work, so I had to do a little technical tweaking and try it again, and so here we are. So I'm hoping that we'll get a few people to pop in, but if you're watching this in a replay, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you taking the time to spend some time here with me. It means so much. So welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to my crafty family. Hey Marlene, it's so good to see you. So some people are starting to hop in, so hopefully I'll get one. Hi Donna, glad to see that you made it back in. I was just saying I had some technical difficulties and I got kicked out, and then when I tried to get back in, yeah, I know that some of you were on. Hey Margie, I don't know what happened. It was like it wouldn't work, and so I reset my key. There's a key that you have to put in for doing live streams, and I went in and I tweaked that a little bit, and then it seemed to work. So here we are. Hey Marcia, oh my goodness, I'm so glad to see all of you. I'm sending out hugs and loves to all of my crafty friends and family. Y'all mean so much to me, and I couldn't do this without y'all. So y'all, each and every one of you are very, very important. I want to take care of a few announcements before I get started with my my live. Are y'all just seeing my face? I'm thinking that y'all are just seeing my face for right now. So okay, you'll be in and out. I understand. Okay, yes, and it's so important to get that washer and dryer. Mine's been out before and I was waiting for delivery, so I know exactly how you feel. Make sure you get that washer and dryer in the house. But that's fine. You can, hey, Marcia, you can always come back and watch the full thing later. That's the good thing about the lives. They are going to be here. Okay, great. You can just see my face. What I'm going to do is I'm going to transition over, and I want to do a few announcements before we get started. One is I want to remind everybody about the Designer Series paper sale. These are gorgeous papers. I have gone back in and reordered some of these, especially the ones that I've been using a lot of. So Donna, I didn't send you anything on these. If anybody's interested in this flyer, email me, and I will send this flyer to you in your email so you can browse and look at it yourself. You can go into the catalog and look at the papers. They are stunning. So anybody, if you don't have my email address, Donna, can you put that up for everybody so they can have it? I didn't put that in the link either, but it's Kathy@randomactsofcrafting.com. So just hit me up with an email, and I will make sure that you get this flyer. The other thing that's so exciting, we are getting ready, and I can't open this per Stampin' Up! Rules and Regulations. This is a tease. This is our new mini catalog that starts on August the 3rd. And oh my goodness, if I could only flip through these pages and show you all of the beautiful goodies. I did place an order, and I think my order will be here Monday. And when it does, if anyone wants to see an unboxing, I will do that. Or if you'd rather just see me use the stuff, I'll be doing that as well. And this is our celebration catalog. And the celebration, everything in this catalog is free. You spend $50 and you get to choose a free item. So that it's a great time for Stampin' Up! This is the first year that they ever, thank you so much, Donna. This is the first year that they've done 2 celebrations in 1 year. They did it for January and February, the beginning of the year, and then they did another one that's going to be August through September this year, or later in the year, I should say. But I can't wait till I can show you all the lovelies in here. But I'm going to have to set that to the side. I am going to show you what we're doing today, and I love these dies, and I know that many of you do. It's the Pansy patch, and let me see if I can find what page it's on. I should have marked that page, but you know, I got where I was running behind. It's been a week since I did a video, y'all. Can you believe it? I had a great little mini vacation, and it was nice. I got to see my son, which was wonderful. Okay, this is on page 29. I thought it was up closer to the front. So page 29. And this is the Pansy petal. I'm not using the paper. I'm only using the stamps for sentiment. Everything is going to be coming off of the dies. And I love using dies. I think if any of you followed me for any length of time, you know that I love a good die, and especially a die that stands alone. And these dies work both ways. They stand alone as well. I'll tell you what, before we get started into that, let me take care of some business. And that's getting our drawing for our folks that had just the folks that had commented on last week's video, and people that used my host code that are going to get this free stamp set. Let's do the free giveaway from last week, which is going to be a pack of the Stampin' Dimensionals. And do y'all see the picture on my phone? I took that at the beach and I put it on my phone. Is that not beautiful? And in the camera, it looks like the water's moving. It really isn't moving, but it looks like it in the camera. That's what I'm seeing. But anyway, I had so much fun. It was a very fast vacation. The traffic was horrible, but I got to spend some time with my son. My husband got to put his fishing hook in the water. He didn't catch anything because the surf was kind of heavy, and it might have been due to the storms. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to go to my random picker, and I've got two set up. I got last week's giveaway, which is for this, and I've already loaded in. Okay, there's my people. And I didn't realize it, but I can shake my phone and pick a winner. So should we do that? I think we ought to. Oh, I know, Marsha, I love the beach too. If it wasn't for hurricanes, I could live at the beach. I would move to the beach in a heartbeat. I love the feel of the salt air. I love the sand between my toes and the sun on my face. It was beautiful. I loved it. All right, we're going to try this. We're going to shake it and see if we can get a winner. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, it said I could shake it. Maybe I need to do the upgrade. Brenda Hightower. Congratulations, Brenda. I am going to put a sticky note on here so that we'll know this one goes to you. And we'll do the next drawing for the stamp set. So I don't think... Hi, Angela. Nice to see you too. You're a new name that I haven't seen on my lives before. So welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here. So Brenda, I'm just going to put Brenda H. I know who she is. And we are going to close that one out. And we're going to go back to the corner bouquet. And I didn't have as many names for this one. Anybody that purchases from me and uses the host code, they get an opportunity to win a free gift for that particular month. So I pulled my people that use the host code. You have to use the host code. You have to spend at least $50, and you will also get this if you win, plus you'll get a free gift from me. I am a little bit late with my mailings this month, but it's because I was out of town and everything, but I will get caught up before the end of the week. Oh, okay, Angela. Oh, good. I'm sorry, I didn't recognize your name. Wow. I wanted to go to the B&B Craft and Share today, but I had scheduled this live and I couldn't make it. So good to see you, Angela. Okay, I am going to go ahead and draw a winner for this. And we're going to do choose. Nancy Boatwright. You know, Nancy's the luckiest person alive. She wins a lot. But I know she'll be glad to get this. So, and it's just my way of rewarding my true and loyal customers and followers, because I love each and every one of you, and I always want to be able to give to y'all, give back to you, and in some little way, this is my way of doing it. All right, do y'all want to see a preview of what we're going to make today? It's going to be a little bit different, but the same concept. Or would you rather just me make it and be surprised? I'm going to go with the consensus, so go ahead. Give me a 1 if you want to see the card now, or a 2 if you want to be surprised. So I'm going to wait a little bit. And we're going to see what the consensus is. A 1 if you want to see the card, or a 2 if you want to wait and be surprised. I think it's easier if people can just type a 1 or a 2. Makes it really simple. And I know we got a lag, so I'm waiting a little bit for y'all to get the, okay, 2, you want to be surprised. Okay, we got a 2. Let's see if anybody else wants to be surprised, or they want to see a preview. Okay, so we got 2 surprises. I need about 2 or 3 more responses, okay? We got 3 that wants to be surprised, so I may just have to turn this down. This is the preview card right here. I'm going to lay that over there because we already got 3. I'm not sure how many people we've got watching, but we've got 3 that want to be surprised, so we're going to surprise y'all. I'm going to pull over my adhesives, and I'm using mini dimensionals, regular dimensionals, some glue dots, and of course my liquid glue. And next week's giveaway for today is going to be a silicone craft sheet. So if you are interested in winning this, if you're interested, I'm trying to read comments, and I gotta stop doing that. Okay. I'm going to try to move this over in front so I don't see comments, because I have a tendency to want to read them, and that's not good. Okay, the silicone craft sheet. This thing is awesome, and I have a video on my channel showing you how to do mirror imaging on this, how you can use it for glue, how you can, I mean, this thing is so versatile. You'll have to go over and check out my video, but I'm going to be probably using one of these. I've got mine out, and it's like this, but I'm going to lay this one over here because next week we'll do a drawing on that silicone craft sheet. Oh, my dog just almost took my hand off because I dropped my gems, and I went to pick them up, and he thought I was going after his bone. Now, he wouldn't have bit me, but he was definitely going after his bone, and that was my boy Toby. I'm going to move some of this stuff over, and we are going to go ahead and get started on our card. Now, like I told you, we are going to use the Pansy Dies, and you're going to need a card base, first of all. And our card base, I use the thick, not Whisper White, basic white thick cardstock. It's 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. So there's our card base. And I have a mat that's going to go on top of it. Let me see if both of these are the same. No, I got 3 different, let's see which one. That one's going to go there. I think this one's going to go, maybe this one goes out here. Yeah, this one's going to go out here. This one's going inside. Okay, I had to go back and recheck all of that because I wasn't sure. This mat right here, and you know, I printed all that out. I mean, I sent it to Donna, but I didn't put it. My first mat, I believe, is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And I know y'all don't like 8s, but I'll tell you what, when you want a really thin border around your piece, those 8s come in so handy. And if you've got a good trimmer like the Stampin' Up trimmer, paper trimmer, then you don't have any problems with your 8ths and not even your 16ths. And I pre-cut everything, so I don't even have to use my paper trimmer, but I did want to say to y'all that this is an awesome tool to have. So if you don't have one, or you're in the market for a new trimmer, think about getting that one. Now what I want to do with this piece is I want to use an embossing folder. On my sample, I used the Tasteful Texture. Now Donna, you know it wouldn't be alive if I didn't throw a kink in there. I think I'm going to use a different embossing folder because this didn't give me quite what I was looking for. And I got this card idea off of Pinterest. When I was at the beach, I did a lot of surfing on my phone when I was sitting on the beach and just, you know, relaxing. And I did come across a lot of really good ideas on Pinterest. And of course I saved them because, hey, we like ideas, and especially if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you're always looking. I'm going to use the Pretty Flowers, and that item number is 155428. So I'm going to leave that right there just for a minute. And Donna, if you can get a copy of that and put that in, that would be great. All right. So I'm going to put this in, and I always like to line up my cardstock on that little, I call it a registration line. It's a line that Stampin' Up! Puts in their embossing folders. And what that line does, it allows you to line your paper up nice and even, just like that. And that it doesn't matter so much on what I'm doing here, but if you were doing something that had a line pattern on it, it would definitely matter. So I'm going to bring over my little stamp and cut and emboss machine. Love, love, love this machine. It is so awesome. And if anybody has ever used an embossing machine, you will know that this is the cream of the crop. So I'm going to take, I put down my number 1 plate, a number 3 plate. This is not a 3D embossing folder, so we don't have to use the specialty plate. Then I'm going to lay my embossing folder down with the cardstock in it and lay another number 3 plate, and we're just going to crank this through. Now look how that fed through. You didn't have to push or tug or shove or anything to get that to go through. I love this machine for that reason. Now I am going to put my Thinlit die adapter back on because we're going to probably be doing some, well actually we're not going to die cut. You know why? Because when I do a live, I try to do everything ahead of time so it doesn't take us so long to get through the live. Look how pretty that is. Do y'all see that? Isn't that gorgeous? I thought this would just be pretty with the pansies, so that's why I chose that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my liquid glue. Anytime I'm gluing down, well, you know what? I'm not going to do that yet. Y'all know what I like to do. I like to build on my mat so I don't mess up. If I make a boo-boo, at least it's not on my card base. It's on this, and we can actually, you know, fix that. All right, I have another piece of Whisper White. I'm sorry. Oh, will any of us ever stop saying Whisper White? Basic White, and this piece is 2 1/8 by 5 1/8. And we are going to layer this on top of a piece of Pacific Point. Don't y'all just love Pacific Point? Look at that blue. Is that not the prettiest shade of blue? And this is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And this is what I'm telling you, when you use your 8s, you can layer stuff where it has just that teeny little bit of a peekaboo around it. See how that looks? Isn't that pretty like that? So that way when you lay that on the white, you really get a showing. And that's what I want. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue this down. And I think for this too, I'm just going to use my liquid glue. And I'm just going to be pretty generous, but not too much. And I am going to hold this right like that and bring it down a little bit more. And when I catch where I want it, I'm going to hold my fingers right there, and then I'm just going to press it. All right, so that piece is ready now to go down on our piece of embossing. And I love that. I think it's so pretty like that. But what we're going to do next is magic, or at least I hope it is. I cut some of the pansy petals, and I'm going to show you what dies I used. Here's our Pansy Dies, and I left all the ones that I used up here at the top. I used the larger pansy. I used this little half pansy, and you're going to need to cut 2 of those. I used the green leaf. I used the little bud. I used the bud stem. And I used the little, what I like to call the mustache. And I used the little dots. And that is great because it cuts 3, so if you're doing a lot, you can cut them a lot quicker. The great thing about this set of dies, it also has the dies where you can cut out the pieces. If you stamp them and use the stamp set, you can come back and use that. You can also cut your edges so you don't have to ink them. We're going to ink today. That's what my intentions was today, is to ink. Because I like to teach techniques, and I like to use different products. And here's the little piece that goes in the middle of the mustache. I don't know if that's what y'all call it, but that's what I call it. I think they're so cute, and they do. I think pansies look like little people's faces anyway. They're so cute. All right, so I did cut this out of, I thought I said, you know what I did, Donna? I cut this out of Just Jade, and I put down Garden Green. But that's okay. The first card I did it in Garden Green. As you can see, here's my pieces, and it works just as good. So any color green that you like, you can use. It doesn't matter. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to inking, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, did I lose that? You know what? I'm going to have to cut this little piece again, but I need it out of Pacific Blue. Let me grab a little scrap of Pacific Blue, and I think I've got some over here because this is my stack that I was working out of this morning. Getting everything ready for my live. So I'm just going to put this on here and run it through real quick to get that piece. And there's our little whiskers. But you can see that I used a lot of scraps. Here was that scrap of green, scraps of white to cut this out, and my scrap, that was navy blue, but you can use scraps of your Pacific Point, and also I used Bumblebee for my little middle. So let's get a piece of grid paper over here, and we are going to ink these up. I'm going to slide those dies out of my way, and let's start with our pansy pieces. And where's that other pansy piece? I didn't cut 2 of these. Oh, not a problem. We've got pieces to cut with, so we'll just put this back in. I thought I was a little bit better prepared than I was, but hey, that's all right. We're crafting and we're having fun, right? Might run over just a little bit since I had a late start, but hopefully you can stick with me. And if you can't, you can always catch the replay. So, and I want to show you something that these dies do, and I absolutely love a die that does this. It puts the embossing, can y'all see that? Look at that embossing that it does. So when you ink these pieces, you are going to have a beautiful blend. And we're going to use some of the blending brushes, and I have one brush that I dedicate to my blues. So regardless of what color blue I'm using, if I use a darker blue, I'll use my grid paper just to clean off the excess ink. And see, I used that earlier, and there's no ink coming off of that. Can you see that? No ink. So this is a great way to have one brush for one color group. I use this one for my greens. I have one for reds, one for pinks, one for purple. So I think I have about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I might have 12 brushes altogether, which was 4 packs. That's not bad because it'd be very expensive if you bought a blending brush for each one of your colors, because we have a lot of colors that's Stampin' Up. I'm going to start off with our blue, the Pacific Point, and I am going to ink this little flower. And I'm going to start off over here because I don't want that harsh color. I want it to be very soft. So I'm going to start around the edges. And I'm not putting any pressure on this. I'm going really lightly. Just ever so gently. But I want that concentrate of color on that outside edge to give it definition. All the way around, both sides. And then I'm going to do in to that front corner. A little bit up on there. I want some of that white to stay in the middle. And you know, this technique, it's going to look different every time you do it. You're never going to get the very same effect, but you can get close. So now I'm going to put a good amount of ink, and I'm going to come back and just really concentrate on these little edges. This might take a little bit more time because there's a little bit more work done when you are color blending and inking than it would be if you were just, you know, gluing a card together. But I wanted to show y'all this technique because it's so pretty, and you can just get a really great definition on your pieces. And I know that some of you have this Pansy die set because you bought it for me. So, and I just wanted to show y'all a better way, or maybe a different way to use it. So again, I'm going to stop down here, and I'm going to go in on the sides of these, around the top. And you're probably going to get ink on your fingers, you know, by doing this, but hey, it's all right. You know, ink washes off. And I always say, if you can't get it off with soap and water, you can always go to the alcohol, and it usually lifts it really well. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I want a little bit more definition of color around the edges. And I want to thank all of you for giving me that time off that I needed for my son, for going and spending some time with him. And like I said, it was so nice. Me and my husband both had a really, really good time. The only problem that we had was the drive, and we didn't have long enough to stay for the trouble, but it was still all good. And we're hoping that we can go back sometime late summer, because I love the Outer Banks. It is my favorite place to go to the beach. And of course, where I live, because I'm in the sort of southwestern corner of North Carolina, definitely the south corner, because I'm only like 7 miles from South Carolina, but I still love the Outer Banks. I'll put a little bit more blue on this one. Just a little bit. Alright, I think I like those. They look pretty good, don't you think? So I'm going to clean that brush off, and this is all I do to clean my brush. I just rub it on the paper, the mat, whatever I'm using, and I just let it go from there. Alright, we're going to set that ink over there. Now I'm going to lay these up here. And I need one of my leaves, or 2 of my leaves, and we're going to do it in You know what? I'm not going to use Garden Green. Sorry, Donna. I'm going to use the Just Jade since I made my other leaf out of Just Jade. And Donna, for your information, here's the number 153115. I haven't looked to see whether Jennifer's popped on. She told me that she might pop in today. She didn't have class today. See, the Just Jade's a little bit, seems like it's a little bit darker. That's okay. I'm going to set that down, and I just want to try a little bit. I just want to get a little bit of that color on that leaf. Just like that. Just swirl it. Just swirl it and curl it. And we're going to get a little bit down here. This part's not going to show that much because it's going to be, all right, now I'm going to do my edges. I do want that concentrated color around the edge. I think that just makes it so pretty. I do much better when I'm crafting with y'all if I don't read your comments, but I will go back after the live and read everyone's comments. So don't think I'm ignoring anybody. Donna's there, and if Jennifer's there, they both have the links. They have questions, and if you have questions and you want to hold on to them until the end of the video, I like to come back at the end of my video and I will have a little question and answer session. So if you have questions for me or you want to ask me something, I want to make myself available so that you can directly ask me. But a lot of times my girls are really up on what's going on, especially Donna, because she's also a demonstrator. So, and I thank you so much, Donna, for always being there and helping me out. It means so much. It's so hard to do this and answer the comments at the same time. And y'all have to let me know too in a comment whether you want to, you want me to come on and do the unboxing. I think I want a little bit more on this one. It doesn't look like it has quite as much color as the other one. So, and this is what you can do with these blending brushes. You can add as much color or as least amount of color as you want. It's totally up to you. So you can just totally make it yours. I like that. Okay, so we got our leaves done. You know, I put the blue away and wasn't even thinking. I got to do those little buds. If I can get my ink. There we go. So let's grab that blue again, and we are going to ink up these. Let me clean this brush. And I'm just going to tap, tap. Make sure I'm doing the right side. Yep, that's the right side. And I'm just going to hit and tap at this. It doesn't have to be all over. Just a nice little amount of ink. I do want the edges to be dark. And this is going to play the part of a cute little bud, a little pansy bud. Love the stamp set and love these dies. Let's see. Oh, a little bit more right there. Just one side. And see, if you concentrate it like that, you can get one side of your flower a little bit better than the other side, and that's what I wanted. So that one's done. And we're going to do the same thing on this one. I'm going to tap, make sure I'm on the right side. And I'm just going to tap the color onto it. And you can see with every tap we're getting a little bit more blue. And this one I think I'm going to leave it light. And just go around those edges. I used the sponge daubers on the first one that I did, and I went back and I tried this on my with my blending brushes, and I actually liked it better with the blending brushes. Okay, so that's all done. So I'm just going to lay these brushes over here out of my way, and we'll leave that ink out because we're going to need that one again. So now let's go ahead and put our flowers together, and I'm going to bring my silicone craft sheet over for this, because what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put these like this or like that. You really have to decide which way you want them, and I'm going to put these together with glue dots. I think the glue dots work so well. Let me grab my take your pick tool. Y'all know I can't craft without this. So I'm just going to lift off a glue dot, and I'm going to turn one of these over and put the glue dot. I'm hoping y'all are seeing what I'm doing. Now let's zoom in a little bit, because I do want you to see what I'm doing. All right, so we got our glue dot there. So now I'm just going to turn these over, and I'm going to stick them together like that. Okay, and now these are going to go up behind this one about like that. So we're going to put a glue dot right here on this one, right about there. Just a nice, neat way to glue these together, I think. Love, love, love my glue dots. So I'm going to get that about where I want it, and then I'm going to, it needs to go down just a hair. About like that. Oh, isn't that pretty? Love that. Ah, I love it, I love it. All right, the next thing we need is we need this little, our little mustache, as I like to call it. And that's going to go right about there. I tell you what, so we'll know exactly where to put it. Let's put our little yellow dot right there in the middle. And I'm going to use a dot of glue for that. And I'm going to use the putty end of my take your pick tool, just so I can pick that up and get it right where I want it, which is right there. I'm going to press that down just to make sure it adheres really well. And again, I'm going to take my liquid glue, and I am going to go around the edges of this. And then we're going to slide that up right around that little yellow, I think, is that a stamen? I think that's, they call that, this whole area through here, the stamen, I believe. I don't know. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's cute, isn't it? All right, so we've got our pansy made. So now we need to work on our little stem and our little flowers. And I think what I want to do here is I want these to go together about like that. Just like that, so they look like two. And for this, I'm going to go with the glue dots because they just hold really well. And I love the way they come together. So I'm going to put a glue dot right there. And I am going to stick this to the back. Just like that. And then I'm going to look at the front and make sure I've got that just like I want it. And I think that looks pretty good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to glue this over top of it. Isn't that cute? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put glue, and this is where this craft sheet comes in, because if you get glue on your desk, then you got a sticky mess. If you get it on this, it's no big deal. You can just peel it off when you're done. So I'm going to turn this over because it's easier to know where you, oops, see what I mean? I dropped it on there and I got glue all over my mat, but that's okay. I am going to set this down just like this, just like that, and just mash it down. And now we have our little stem. This is going to be coming up on the back of our card like that, and it's going to be a beautiful little pansy with the petal. Y'all liking this? I hope so. Before I go any further though, I want to decide where I want to put my leaves. And I kind of want my leaves, we're going to put everything on this piece right here. So what I want to do is decide where I want this. Let these stand out a little bit more. And you can do that with the glue dots. You couldn't do that with regular glue. So I fan those out a little bit. This is going to come out of here. And I don't know if any of y'all saw this card on Pinterest, but I thought it was adorable. I'm going to put a leaf there. And maybe one right here. And then maybe one right about there. And that's going to be our 3 leaves that's coming out. So let's go ahead and glue our stem down first. Should have got that craft sheet again, huh? Yep. See, I done got glue all over that. Ah! And all over my desk. Can y'all believe that? Of course, you know if I'm not making a mess, I'm not crafting. So I'm just going to use a little wipe to get that off of my desk real quick. And I am going to look at my pansy. And I got glue all the way up that stem, and I didn't want it all the way up. There we go. And then I'm going to glue this in right behind there. I want it up just a little bit, just like that. Right in the middle. That looks cute. And I've got glue on that too. See what I mean? I should use my silicone craft sheet. Okay, let's bring this back over so we can do our leaves. So I'm going to lay that right there. And I want that solid leaf in the middle. So I'm just going to use some glue and just put a little bit of glue right there. And I'm going to glue him right about there. And then I think I'm going to take this one. I want one to go over and one to go under. I think this one's going to go under. Let's do the over first, because if we don't, that's going to adhere where I can't get this one under. So let's just put that one right there. And then this one can go here. Just like so. Oh, that's so cute. Isn't it amazing how the leaves just make it come to life? It looks so much richer that way. All right, I'm gonna bring this over and we are going to set this down on here. But I think what I want to do is I want to pop these up with some dimensionals. So I'm going to turn that over and I'm going to grab my dimensionals. And I am just going to pop a few of those right here and there and everywhere. And if y'all hear my dog, my Bella is just snoring up a storm over here. My husband's home from work, but my puppies have to be in here with me regardless. A lot of times they want to be with him when he comes home from work, unless I'm in the craft room. And if I'm in here, they're usually in here with me. I think I need their help. You know how it is. And be very careful if you take your pick tool to pull these off of something that you put together, because you can pull it apart. So I usually make sure I hold it with one finger while I'm pulling, so I don't pull it apart. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get this where we want it. And I want it like maybe midway. Something like that. Isn't that pretty? And now we're ready to glue this down on here. Maybe right about there. So I am going to go ahead and take some glue. Oops. I'm making a mess, y'all. I am just making a mess today. But you know what? It's all right. Now I'm kind of using my grid lines on this paper to get this onto my mat. because I want it to be just about that little, well, I got it on the wrong side, but y'all know what I mean. I'm going to use that little wipe just to wipe that glue off the side of my hand. If not, I'll have everything sticking to me. So, all right, the one thing I did not cut was my label that I wanted to use, and I am using the Tasteful Label dies, and I'm going to use, I think, this one. I think that will tuck in right about there. Yeah, should have put that down a little bit, but that's okay. That will work right there because we still got to put it on the card base. So, and you know what else I forgot? I meant to emboss that. I'm going to show y'all the other card when we finish, and then you can tell me which one you like the best. Ah, I can't believe I didn't emboss that. I had my embossing folders laying out to do that with too. I was going to emboss it using the Greenery, and I was going to emboss it with this one. See that cute little embossing folder? All right, I'm going to zoom y'all back out a little bit so you can see better. Okay. So, you know, you can't cry over an unembossed piece of paper, so what do? You go with it. So I am using liquid glue because we've got a lot of nooks and crannies on the back of this embossed piece. And we are going to put this down on here, making sure we got that little 1/16 of an inch around the edges, and we're going to press it and press it. And what I like to do is even bring it over on this side and press it. And there we go. All right, so now I think what I want to do, I may even cut this label out of this. Yeah, let's do that. Let's cut it out of this and cut it out of white. So I'm just going to slice this off really quick. I think with me not using the embossing folder, we're going to need to do something just to kind of jazz that piece up a little bit more. And maybe by splitting this, it might give us just what we need. So here's that piece, and we're going to do it one more time with the white. And I'm going to use this piece right here. Oops. Get my die, put it into the machine and cut it. And what caused you to hear the popping, I put this in at a straight angle. If I'd angled it around just a little bit, you would not hear that pop. And I'm going to show you that. I'm going to cut it one more time, and this time I'm going to put it in, and I'm going to angle it like this. And I want you to listen. You heard a teeny pop, but not like that first one. And it cuts it just as well. So we got two of those in case we mess up. Hey, y'all know me, I'm just liable to mess up, because we're going to actually cut this one in half, and I'm going to actually use my trimmer, because with the rate that I've been having today, I am going to minimize this just a little bit. And I'm looking to see, oh, so Jen is in there, and she's chit-chatting with y'all. Yes, I got to see my Jennifer too. It was nice. I saw Jennifer and I saw my son. So my oldest daughter felt a little left out, but she had company over the weekend. Her sister-in-law came to visit. So, anyway. So Jen, has Autumn got home from school yet? So what I want to do with this is I want to give my piece just a little edging at the top, like that. Just about like that. We're going to glue that down. Maybe just a teeny bit there at the bottom like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a tiny bit of glue across. Here I go again, y'all. Somebody scream at me and tell me to use my craft sheet. My silicone craft sheet. I don't learn, do I? Okay, so now I want this to go where it's just barely sitting above that. Just about like so. Well, you tell Miss Autumn that Gammy said talk to her after the live. Or you probably have already told her that. Gammy can't talk to you right now, darling. So for any of you that were wondering, I did go for my MRI yesterday, and I know that many of you have been wanting to kind of keep tabs on me with what's going on. They did do an MRI with contrast on my left kidney, and we will find out hopefully something when I go back to the doctor on the 19th. So I know it's a long time to wait. I'm just going to let that flap, because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put dimensionals over that. I should have stamped my sentiment first. I told y'all I was going to mess up, didn't I? That's okay. We'll put the sentiment on this one and just glue it on top. What do y'all think? Oh, that works for me. Yep, Gammy is busy, but never too busy for my baby girl. Alright, let's see if... Let's get that stamp set. I'm using Wishing You a Little Extra Happiness Just Because You're You. I love that sentiment. I think it's so cute. I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pierce mat, and I'm going to stick that right there. And I'm going to use that blue ink, the Pacific Point. Put my top on my glue before I have a mess. And I am going to get that lined up. Y'all look at my fingers. I am blue and I'm green and every other color. How about that? I'm going to grab me a stamp block. I'm going to line this up over here on my table where I've got a grid line where I can get it straight. If I get it on here straight, I've got a better chance of getting it straight on my project. So I'm going to kiss that ink pad. Not rub it or anything, just give it a good little kiss, 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 and then I'm going to stamp this right in the middle. Just like that. And let's close this back up. And now I'm just going to glue this directly down on that. I think that'll work, because I'm going to put dimensions under all of it. Nobody's got to know that I didn't stamp first except just us, right? I do have something that I want to tell y'all. I am going to be giving away the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine when I reach 5,000 subscribers. I know that I got a ways to go, but invite friends and family or anyone you know to come and subscribe to my channel, and hopefully we will get there really soon. I qualified with my last order because I was ordering stuff from the new mini catalog. I qualified for an item at 50% off, and instead of getting something for myself, I wanted to get something for my subscribers. So I went ahead and got that at 50% off, and I can't wait to give it away to a lucky winner. It is the cutest little thing, and it's supposed to be here tomorrow. So I know tomorrow won't be the day, but it will sit in its little box until that wonderful day arrives when I can do a drawing and ship that off to the lucky recipient. So another way of me saying thank you so much for being a part of my crafty family and just always showing me so much love. Oops. All right, let's bring our card back over, and I think this is going to really take it over the edge. So we're going to, let's see if we can lift this up just a hair, or maybe I can put it to the edge of it, like, you know, I should have did that further to the bottom. The other one is much lower to the bottom, and I should have learned, but oh well. Y'all are going to like the other card better, I can tell you that. I'm going to take this dimensional off and put glue on it because it's going to go down over top of that. Yeah, and if you haven't joined my Facebook group, please go over and join there, because that's where you will get inspiration, announcements, and all kinds of good stuff right there on Facebook, on our Facebook group. So there's the front of our card, but we're still not done because we're going to put some embellishments on there. We're going to tie a bow, and we still got to do our inside. So for the inside, I have another piece of the Pacific Point, and this piece is 4 by 5 1/4. This is back to our traditional size card and card base. Now this one I did make smaller, so this one is in our 8s. No, it's 4 by 5 1/4. Wait a minute, that's not going to work. Well, yes it is. Okay, let me remeasure. Donna, you can put those measurements in for did I put the ones for the inside mat? I can't even remember. Okay, this is 4 1/8 by 5 1/8. No, 5 3/8. 5 3/8. And this one is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, that makes more sense. So let's go ahead and stamp this first. I said I was only going to use 1 sentiment, but why not? I'm trying to decide, do I want to make this a thank you card? I think I do. I think I'm going to make it a thank you card. Y'all know I send out a lot of thank yous because I am very thankful for all of you. So somebody might get this card this month, or you might get it next month with an order. So I'm going to grab like that and get my blue ink again. I just love this blue. My favorite shade of blue is this Pacific. And I like the fact that you can go light with it or you can go dark with it. And there we go. We got the thank you on the inside. So now we can go ahead and put this on our card base, or on our mat that's going to go inside our card base. And I'm not going to do that on my Stampin' Pierce mat, my silicone craft sheet at. And look, I got glue all over it. Alright, I'm going to do my little edging thing first. Just like that. I know if I get it lined up on one side, it's going to line up on the other side. And that's just the way I roll. Alright, so now we can take this piece and put it on the inside. And we are going to be able to call this card done in just a very few minutes. And we are in. And press it down. And there we go. Now I'm going to show y'all, let me clear some of my stuff off of here and move everything back. I'm going to show you the original versus this one. Now the original I used, oh, we got to put gems on. Let's do gems first. I've got these beautiful blue adhesive back gems. These things are gorgeous, especially if you're a lover of blue. Blue and blues and greens and some golds. They are gorgeous. And these actually carried over, so they're in the new catalog. So I want one big one, and I think I want to put a big one right here, and maybe a little one right here, and another big one maybe right up here. And let's do a little one right about there. And I am almost debating on whether I want to put one of these little ones right here. Oh, why not? That one is a different color, and it picks up the golds in that Bumblebee. So I'm going for it. I want another small one right here. And I think that maybe one more. Do y'all struggle where to put your gems? I know I do. I always struggle. Should I put it there? Should I put it there? You know, I had a bow tied earlier, and I don't know what I did with it. Does that sound like me? Of course it does. I don't know where it went. Of course, it could be in the floor, you know. Sometimes after I finish crafting and I look in the floor and I'm like, oh, there's what I was looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a simple little bunny ear bow, which I'm just going to bring my loops up like that. I like nice big loops so my big fingers can tie them. And I'm just going to crisscross it over and pull it up and pull it. And then I'm going to pull my tails and my tails. And I'm going to turn it, tighten it down. And it always looks better on the back side. And I'm going to mess with it, fidget with it a little bit. And pull it tight. Let me get those ribbon scissors. And I'm going to trim this off right about here. And I didn't put the ribbon on there either, Donna. I am so sorry. You know, it's funny how you remember what you didn't do when you start to do this. I think, oh my goodness, I didn't put the ribbon on. But this is the Pool Party sheer ribbon. It's in the catalog under the ribbons. And this is a current item as well. And it's just called sheer ribbon Pool Party. So I thought it was pretty, and I thought it worked for this. So let's trim that a little bit shorter. And that one's frayed. We'll take a little bit off of that. And I'm going to take a glue dot. My favorite way to put my bows down is a glue dot. And I'm going to put that right there on the back of my bow. And now my bow's ready to stick wherever I see fit. And I'm thinking I want that bow right there. So now we can call this card done. So I hope y'all enjoyed this live. I did run over a little bit, but not too bad considering. What do you think? Not too very bad. So I'm gonna hold this card up, and y'all have to tell me what you think, and if this is something that you think you would like to make. I love the way this card turned out, and just think of all the possibilities. You could do this in so many different colors. Purple and yellows would be gorgeous, because how many times do we see our beautiful little pansies in all those colors? I love it. I just read Jennifer's comment. Yeah, hey, she takes after her gammy. She's a girl after her gammy's own heart. Thank y'all so much for the wonderful comments and the fact that you were just so gracious with me today, and I am so thankful for each and every one of you. Don't forget about the paper sale. It is a great time to purchase paper. So if you are interested in any of the beautiful papers that Stampin' Up! Has, when you can get a 12 by 12 pack, a generous pack of paper for $9 and something, that is definitely regular $11.50. So there are 9 different designs. Oops, I almost dropped the freebies. Yeah, 9 different designs that are available. And the Beauty of the Earth, that one is gorgeous. The hand pinned Bloom Where You're Planted, y'all see me use that, and you can actually die cut so many of those pieces out for your cards, or you can fussy cut them. So there's just so many of these papers are so versatile. The pansy paper, I could have used dies and cut out pansies off of those, but I wanted to do something different. I've done cards where I stamped, I've done cards where I actually cut from the paper. Today I wanted to come in with the dies and show how you can do this. I just think it's beautiful, and when I saw this on Pinterest, I thought I have got to make that card. Now I did mix mine up a little bit, and it was great. So anyway, I hope everybody has a beautiful rest of your Wednesday afternoon. Now it's time for me to probably get to thinking about what I'm going to make for dinner and go into the kitchen. I'm so glad I did my live. Oh, I want to ask everyone a question before I go. I'm actually thinking about moving my lives up to maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon versus 3 o'clock. And the reason I say that, I know my West Coast people, it might be a little early, but if I did it at 1 o'clock, I could be done with my lives. When my husband gets home, I could actually be able to spend some time with him. Usually in the afternoon, that's one of our times where we will sit down, watch a show or whatever before time for me to make dinner. So leave me a comment outside of this video, and remember to win the silicone craft mat. What did I do with it? To be in the drawing for this for next week, please go after this video is over. Your comments that you left here will not count. Only the comments that you leave under the video after the video has posted will put you in the drawing for this. So make sure you go over there and leave me a comment. And you can also let me know there whether you like the 3 o'clock or if you don't mind me moving it to 1 o'clock. That would just work better for me, and I don't think it would interfere. I know Tracy and Bill's not doing videos right now, and I know May does her videos, and I'm trying to be gracious, I think is the word. And I'm trying to be gracious with other people's lives so that I don't interfere or butt into those where you have to make a choice. So here's the other card. I'll tell you what, let me flip y'all back over here, and I'm going to lay these two side by side. I did a thinner strip on this one. I did a balmy blue with a night of navy, and I did the stem, instead of doing the just jade, I did the green. I did the same sentiment, but I didn't put the blue around it, and I didn't put a bow on this one. So you can see the cards look a little bit different. I used the Tasteful Textiles embossing folder back here. I used the greenery on this one. So I'll bring that up a little closer so you can see it. And then this one. I think my opinion is I like this, but I think I would have moved my pansy down. I love the coloring on this one better than this one. And I think I like the darker green for my stem rather than the just jade. So if I could kind of meld these two cards together, I'd have the perfect card. But you know what? I have the opportunity now to go in and redo this card and make it just what I would like for it to be. So again, thank you so much for showing up, for commenting, for being so supportive, and for most of all, for showing me love always. I love you guys so much. Yes, Marsha, our hubbies are very important. And okay, I'm glad. Thank you so much. So many of y'all are you're always you're just so good to me and so accommodating. So thank you so much. I probably will move my live to 1 o'clock then. That will work better for me. And that way I can get my live done before my honey bunny gets home. That's what I always call him, my honey bunny. And then I can have that time to spend with him. So anyway, I love you guys so much, and I just want to say again, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for being so loyal and so supportive. God bless you all. And until we craft again, let everything that you say and do bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is so worthy of our praise and our honor and our life. He gave his for us. The least we can do is live ours for him. So until next time, God bless. Bye-bye.